friends! Welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon. Things are heating up, and I am so hyped to see what happens next, so let's get cracking. Chapter 9, Rebellion. The Rebel Alliance. We're here, we're ready. Because of the severity of Jurian's wounds, Rumple decided he would bring her to the nearest clinic so she could be better cared for. Anise decided to go with him and surprisingly, Ophelia and her children all opted to go as well. Oh, that's so kind of them. Now the only ones left here at the tavern are me, Delora, Waltz, and Karma. They may not say it, but I'm sure they are blaming me for what is happening to Angel right now. I mean, okay, no. It's not your fault that Garland died. It really isn't. I wish I could get her to understand that. I need to make things right. I close my eyes as a sudden bout of dizziness comes over me. Oh my god, are you okay? Mother has always been the person that mattered most to me. I never questioned or disobeyed her because she was so important. She was my light in days that were often so dark. But I have no choice. If Mother isn't stopped, who knows how many more lives will be lost? The only way to stop Mother is to kill her, isn't it? Oh, well, I'm sorry you don't like that idea, because she's your mom, obviously, but still, she's an evil witch. I'm sorry, but this really is the only way, Delora. Yes, I know, but I do not think I could kill her myself. Delora has a knowing look in her eyes as she turns to address Waltz. We'll leave as soon as Parfait comes back from her meeting with the fairies. If you can fully use your magic, then we may actually stand a chance. Oh. Magic? What are you talking about? Waltz is just a street magician. What help could he be? Don't underestimate our magician. Waltz is a witch, and a lot stronger than he looks. Heck yeah, he is. Waltz is a witch. You know I have the Neverland curse. Yes. I do not know that fairy tale, but what does that have to do with anything? Your mother was the witch that cursed me. What? But Waltz, if you're also a witch, how can you be cursed? Your mother is the Tenebrarum bearer, which means she has the power to punish all witches if she chooses. As to why he was cursed, Waltz's expression darkens. I don't think I know this yet. Hildir needed to be stopped. I knew I couldn't defeat her alone, so I enlisted the help of the fairies. I betrayed her, and she punished me before she died. Oh. Waltz almost single-handedly brought about the end to the Great War. He's the reason we've been enjoying this peace for as long as we have. I never knew. Of course, you can only imagine how displeased Hildir was with Waltz. Hildir stole my shadow and sealed it away in Neverland. Your shadow? We really need to work on your fairy tale knowledge one of these days, Princess. Well, we'll see if I ever have 5 seconds to sit down with a book, Delora. How about that? Peter Pan is a boy that lives in Neverland, which is a place where children never grow up. Waltz's curse means that he has been frozen in a child's body since Hildir cursed him all those years ago. He can't grow up and he can't use any magic. Well, I can still do some spells, but only simple, harmless ones. For Waltz to get his magic back, he needs to find Tinkerbell, which is the key to Neverland. We need to unlock his shadow. But all this time, you've never found Tinkerbell or Neverland? I looked everywhere I can think of. I'm sure she cast a spell on it to make it more difficult to locate. Even in the palace. Delora snorts and I suddenly feel embarrassed. Oh, of course not. Why would Waltz look in the palace first? I mean, especially considering Hildir is the queen and has numerous secret chambers for things she wants to keep hidden. Looking through the entirety of the palace for a small box might be difficult. Neverland is a box that was left to me by my parents. It's made of gold, with carvings that resemble a pair of wings. What? Wait, I saw that box before, didn't I? Was that in this route? Waltz jumps at my sudden reaction. Princess? That box. I had forgotten about it, but I can vaguely remember an old box in my room that matches that description. Me too, girl, me too. Mother left me a trinket box and a key that matches that description. She told me never to touch the box or to let anyone see it. I've had it for years.
All this time, Tinkerbell and Neverland were with you?
I never knew what was inside. I was too afraid to disobey Mother's orders.
The thought of her giving you that box never even crossed my mind. But now, thinking back on it, it makes sense.
I want to ask him what he means, but we are running out of time. I will have to ask him about it at a later time. I can get Neverland and Tinkerbell to you. I can return your magic. With Waltz back to his true form, we may have a fighting chance at this. So what do we do first? We? There was no we in this, April. Only us. But I just said I could help.
It is too dangerous, Princess.
But I am the one who knows where to find the box. Then you will tell us where it is, and we'll retrieve it. It is as simple as that. I scowl at her with my arms crossed. I refuse to stay here and be useless while everyone else puts themselves at risk saving Angielle. Angielle is this way because I brought back Mother. I must take responsibility. And I will not let anyone else die at Mother's hands. Okay, that's the only way I could see this being your fault. Is because you brought your mother back. But that wasn't entirely your choice either. April. Mother is less likely to harm me. I have a better chance of getting Neverland and Tinkerbell without causing a disturbance. How can you say that after what's already happened? You're not safe either, April. Oof. No sooner had she said the words that a terrible blast echoes through the Marchen. I cough as smoke envelops the tavern. A silhouette emerges in front of us, and I can feel my blood turn cold when I realize who it is. Well, it's Fritz. Varg. Varg, obviously. Just when I thought I was safe, Varg reappears. Oops. I always forget how powerful this thing can get. I'm gonna turn down the background volume a little bit. It looks like it is high. Okay. Where previously there had been a wall made of stone, sturdy and strong, there is now a sizable hole. Remnants of brick and stone collapse inward in the aftermath. The dust rises to settle around Varg's feet, where he stands, casually twisting his cane. Hope I'm not disturbing anything, but all the doors were locked.
Karma!
Karma? Delora and I turn to glance at the wall behind us, where Waltz is looking. Karma is standing there, injured. His forehead has a large gash, and one of his arms is limp and useless. He still manages to tightly grip the hilt of his sword with his other hand. Where did Karma come from? I would have appreciated you destroying less property when you knocked on a tavern door. And I would have appreciated it if you'd gotten out of the way when I asked politely, so I wouldn't have had to resort to explosions. Seems both of us are disappointed.
What do you want, Varg?
Don't we already know the answer to that question? Come on. Varg turns to look at me expectantly. I thought the stolen goods would be brought here. What did you just call me? You call me stolen goods? Excuse you. Karma lets out a harsh laugh. Has no one told you that women do not like being imprisoned against their will? Yeah, being called, like, goods? Like I'm an object? I'm not an object. Don't you objectify me. Has no one told you, people, that it's not good to steal? Again, you can't steal a person. I am not an item to be stolen or imprisoned. Exactly. I'm not a prize to be won. I ball my hands into fists. I cannot let Varg hurt anyone here. I have no idea if this will work. But if Fritz is truly fighting, then he must be able to hear my voice. Fritz. Varg growls, his eyes bright and angry as he glares at me. You need to give up on him, Princess. Never. Fritz, I know you're still in there. Fritz, I know you're in there. People are wondering where you've been. No matter what you say, nothing will change. Fritz is gone. Adiuva! He won't. Oh, Varg chokes on his words and doubles over. Are you gonna turn back to Fritz? You are being very annoying. Did it work? Out of the corner of my eye, I notice Karma preparing to attack while Varg is momentarily weakened. But something does not feel right. Karma, stop. What? Get the princess away from here. It's Fritz! It's Fritz! What's happening? That voice. Fritz! Despite the fact that it is Varg standing before me, it is most certainly Fritz looking at me through those eyes. Please. I don't know how long I can hold him here. You all need to get out of here while you still can. You need to keep the princess safe. Keep her away from the palace. Waltz, get her out of here now. No! I dodge Waltz's reaching hands as I attempt to run toward Fritz. Keep her safe, please. Now. No, don't hurt him. Karma runs forward, his sword raised just as Waltz grabs my hand and pulls me out of the way. No! Time slows as I watch Varg slowly come back to coherence. His lips curl into a snarl as he begins to bring his cane down to the floor. Delora throws her hand out, the collected light racing toward Varg. Varg stumbles back, his cane never hitting the floor. Varg growls as he glares up at Delora. Witches are so inconvenient. Unfortunately, Delora is not the only inconvenience in this room. Yes, Karma! I love you, boo. Varg raises his cane to block Karma's next swing. Waltz grips my hand and tugs.
We have to go, princess.
I glance back at Karma and Delora. There must be something I can do. Oh no. Okay, oh god. Oh no. April is the princess is telling me what I need to do. There must be something I can do. She wants to help them. I'm gonna let her help them. Help them. My eyes drift toward Varg's cane. That cane is the source of his magic. If I can get it away from him, then Delora and Karma will stand a chance. With renewed determination, I run toward Varg.
Princess!
I barrel past Karma and hit Varg square in the gut with my shoulder, forcing him backwards into the ground. I manage to twist the cane away from him and clutch at it as Varg rises and begins to advance toward me. No time for games. Give it back. No. You really are nothing without your cane, aren't you? For a moment there was only silence as Varg freezes. I cannot read the expression on his face. What is he thinking? Varg breaks the silence when he bursts out laughing. It is a sound that heralds certain chaos. Oh no, what have I done? The cane is not my only weapon. I watch as Varg slips a dagger out from his sleeve. And what are you going to do with that little thing? Poke me. Oh, Karma, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty. Who said anything about you? Oh, this is some Will Turner bullshit. This is some Pirates of the Caribbean stuff right here. With a smirk, Varg brings the dagger to his neck. This dagger is more than enough to do some damage to the princess's favorite knight. Yeah, but it'll hurt you too, buddy. It'll hurt you too. No! Now that is definitely cheating. This is ridiculous. You share a body, you'll end up hurting yourself as well. Exactly, Delora, my sass-tastic queen. I frickin' love you, and you know it. I want to romance you, goddammit. Varg shrugs, and I cannot tell if he is really unconcerned or pretending to be. I'll do whatever it takes. Varg smiles at me. In this light, his teeth appear to be gleaming and sharp like he has fangs. He's bluffing. He's bluffing. Now give me back my cane and do precisely as I tell you, or the boy dies. I stand still. I cannot look away from Varg's gaze, which is bright with triumph. If Fritz dies, you die as well. Are you not afraid of death? Delora, I freaking love you. I was never really alive to begin with. I'm just a bit of Fritz's mind given independence. This body isn't mine, so I can destroy it and not feel a thing. It will be Fritz that suffers.
Princess, don't listen to him. You know it's a trap.
I know Waltz is telling the truth. I can see it in the look on Varg's face. I grip the cane tighter to me. Varg is lying to me. He will definitely suffer, but he is also serious about hurting Fritz. He is bluffing. Okay, I got to the point where I'd actually forgotten to look for the jewel in the corner. I cannot let that happen, but I am glad I made the right choice. I mean, she telegraphed it to me. She does that sometimes. Now do as you're told, little princess. Don't be stupid, April. You'll leave everyone here alone? Varg nods, amusement flickering in his eyes. As my princess commands.
Princess, don't!
I'm so sorry. Princess, you're being dumb. You're such a dummy. I feel like this whole path could just be the princess is a dummy, the path. But just as I start to move toward Varg, a bright light shines out from behind me. Okay. Magic. The shield of light pushes forward and past me, shoving Varg back and out through the hole he'd made in the wall. I turn, barely able to believe what I see. Parfait! Hello, my darling. How are you? She comes to stand in front of me.
Listen closely. We don't have much time.
Parfait's eyes flicker to Varg, who is shifting ever so slightly in the rubble. Even I can tell he is only temporarily out of commission.
Tomorrow midnight, meet us at the palace gates. Bring Neverland and Tinkerbell with you.
But you?
Do you understand?
I falter as I imagine what Parfait could possibly be planning. But I have no time, and I can read nothing in her gaze. There is nothing else for me to do but nod in understanding. Yes, I understand. Parfait smiles at me as she caresses my cheek with a gentle hand.
I have faith in you, Princess. We all do. You'll be fine.
Parfait! Parfait grabs me by the shoulders and forcefully pushes me toward Varg. Ugh. He catches me, his hands firmly gripping my shoulders as I am careened into him.
Keep her safe, Fritz.
Varg flinches. He is inhaling and getting ready to speak when the air around us suddenly thins and we are swallowed by light. When I am able to breathe again, I open my eyes and see that I am back at the palace. Princess. Did Parfait transport us? I become aware that Varg still has his hands on my shoulders, and I wrench free from his grip. Strange that your friends would actually send you back here with me. Alright. Seems like they need you to retrieve something from the palace. Varg reaches out and snatches his cane from my hands. I'm not letting you leave the palace again, Princess. Oh yeah, Varg? Fight me. Fight me. The palace is eerily silent, and it is as if none of the chaos that just transpired ever happened, like it was all a dream. I ignore Varg and walk back through the gates as I suffocate the seething turmoil inside of me. Just try and stop me. Yes, Princess, grow that backbone. Okay, here I am, back in my room. I slam my bedroom door behind me and lock it. It has only been a few hours since I was here. Since Jurian and Garland. Oh. I close my eyes and will the memories away. I really hope Jurian's gonna be okay. Now is not the time. I must keep my promise to Parfait. I begin my search through my drawers. I could have sworn that this is the last place I saw Neverland and Tinkerbell. There it is. Okay, I found the key. Tinkerbell, an elaborate golden key, is exactly where I remember leaving it. I place it carefully underneath my lamp so as to keep it hidden from sight. But where's Neverland? I nearly turn my room upside down looking for it, but I never find the golden box. It should be here. Why isn't it here? My body is heavy after all that happened today, and soon I find myself collapsed on my bed. It will be fine. I have until midnight tomorrow to find it. I'll continue looking in the morning. All right. Look at that. Look at that lovely portrait. Yes, hello, Fritz. My sleep is broken and disjointed, so when dawn comes filtering through my windows, I'm already half awake. I pull myself out of bed and rub at my eyes. I need to find Neverland. I retrieve Tinkerbell from where I'd hidden it and slip the key into my pocket. Then, with renewed determination, I continue my search. Why isn't it here? It had been right next to Tinkerbell. I feel I would remember had I moved it. But I did drop Neverland months ago, didn't I? I had been meaning to get it fixed, but always forgot. But it's not here. That means someone must have taken it. But who? My mom, obviously. Would Mother or Mithros have taken it? It would have been my mother, not Mithros. Mithros is small potatoes comparatively. Where should I look? Okay, two options are throne room and dining hall. And I think the answer here is kind of obvious. So, throne room, fewer people. Dining room, lots of people. Servants, me, potentially. If they're trying to hide it from me, They definitely wouldn't put it in the dining hall. Especially since I know it was my mother. It's gotta have been my mother who taken it. She knows the curse. She knows where she put it. She also probably knows that, I think by this point she knows she can't really trust me. If she ever did. So it's definitely throne room. It's gotta be throne room. And that is my answer. Final answer, throne room. Thankfully, when I get to the throne room, it is empty. Can you imagine if I just like walked into like an ambush? My mom, Mithros, a whole bunch of thralls or something are all in here. But where do I even begin to look? Look for the shiny thing. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something sparkle from the throne. Right on the throne. My mother really has no subtlety. I rushed toward the throne and am unable to believe my dumb luck. It was skill? Excuse me, you heard me go through those choices. It was skill. There it is. Lovely wings and all. The box is definitely there, sitting right in front of me. I found it. But why is it just sitting here? Something feels off. Oh, if it isn't my disobedient daughter. I reach out and snatch Neverland and hold it to my chest. How exactly am I thinking I'm going to get this past her? Exactly. Clearly I was right. It was the only choice, truly. I have to keep Neverland and Tinkerbell safe, no matter what. I'm glad to see one of my servants is capable. Still, I wonder why Varg did not report his success in retrieving you. Varg did not tell her. I shall have a word with that cur. Mother walks toward me. I was not amused when you left the palace, April, but I thought that sooner or later fate would send you here to retrieve something. You were a very good girl for keeping that box safe as I told you to. But I see it was a mistake to leave it here while I was attending to Mithros' reports. I clutch Neverland tighter. This does not belong to you. Mother's voice is ice cold when she speaks. Oh? You hurt me so much last night. I hope you're not planning on leaving me again. I know you're hurting too, dearest one. I know you want to stay here with me. Mother sighs, and suddenly I can see the mother from my memories, the one that had held me close and sung me to sleep at night. If fate hadn't interfered, you would be so much happier. Fate? Parfait, obviously, right? Once upon a time, she was a dear friend. We were like sisters, until she betrayed me. She is no doubt going by a different name to hide her true nature from you. But you now know. You know that she is pulling you from your birthright. You were happier when you could not remember, weren't you? What? Oh, my darling. Oh, personal space much. Mother reaches for me and I cannot move as she sets a hand on my cheek. I have only ever wanted to protect you, April. I have only ever wanted the best for you. Mother gently runs a hand through my hair. I sacrificed so much that my daughter could be a crown princess. I did not want to erase your memories, but I knew how much it would hurt you if you knew my true nature. And I knew how sad you would be if you knew just how much your father did not love us, either of us. And all because of his ridiculous love for that wretched harlot and her whelps. The very same commoner he married after I was gone. The woman he sought to marry from the start. Ophelia? The king has loved Ophelia for so long. Isn't that unbelievable? That he was still so loyal to her, even after he had me. I should have made good on my threat, and just killed her regardless of whether Gennaro did as I demanded. But he has always hated witches. That is why he's so cruel to you. Why he was so cruel to both of us. Dearest one, we only have each other. So it was, and so it will be. And so it is, and so it is written on the doorway to paradise. I am the only one that will never hurt you. Okay, I've heard this song and dance from you before, ma'am. The only one you ever need to love and obey. Oh my god. Your longing for anyone else, your memories of anyone else, they are all unnecessary. Now be a good girl and listen to Mother. Oh, no. Oh my god, I'm actually not sure which one. Okay, the way this is worded. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, guys. Okay, so the way this is worded, she's saying, now be a good girl and listen to Mother. And I think the right answer here would be to refuse because of the way it's worded. Because refuse is a direct answer to what she's telling me to do. So that's... Sometimes I feel like the game has been doing that. Although, run does remind me of the last choice where it was like reason with her or flee or whatever, or fight back. But I think refuse is right. I think refuse is a better answer to what she's saying right now. So, I'm going to pick that. I'm not sure. Oh god. I flinch away from Mother's reaching hand. Mother hurt the king. She hurt so many people. She killed Garland. No. Yeah, this is the right choice. This has got to be the right choice. What did you say to me? I cannot let her hurt anyone else. No. Exactly. Okay. Because it was a response to what she said. Mother's eyes glitter as light begins to collect in her palms. Ah! Magic is scary. I can only bear your disobedience for so long, April. It seems you require disciplining. Okay, I don't think I want to know what that entails. Mother raises her hands, the light reflecting the cruelty in her gaze that I am now too familiar with. Knowing I couldn't outrun her when I turn my back and hold Neverland to my chest. I must protect Neverland. The air crackles and I brace myself for whatever Mother might unleash. I feel a hand on my back, and then I am pushed away. I fall down on the ground, hard. What was that? Delora, my love, she's here to save me. You. Did you miss me? Delora, how did you get in here? I had some help. Princess! Fritz! Fritz runs over toward me and holds out his hand to help me up. Fritz! I thought I'd lost you. It is only for a second, but he pulls me close to him in a hug. I would never leave you. Aww. Fritz's arms tighten around me briefly before he releases me. We both turn to face Mother. Okay, now I think I've got a fighting chance. There's me. There's Fritz, with fighting skills. There's Delora with witch skills. You were going to hurt her. Your own daughter. This is no concern of yours. And even if it was, what could you hope to achieve? You are so much weaker than the wolf. So much weaker than Varg. Fritz's body stiffens. Even now, you only cling to a shred of control. Tell me, Sir Fitzgerald, how much longer until you are completely erased? Oh. He was strong enough to resist Varg. So much so that he was able to get me in here past your guards and your barriers. I think that makes Fritz plenty strong. Oh, you got a crush on my man, Delora. Okay, we'll be a throuple. You've convinced me. I do not recall giving the traitor permission to speak. Do not think I've forgotten how you betrayed me, Delora. Betrayed her? I have not forgotten anything either, Hildeer. Loria was only a child. Her fate was entirely your doing. Who are you talking about? Loria was my daughter. Oh, I've never heard Delora speak of a child. I'd always opposed Hildeer's actions. I disagreed with her creation of the fairy tale curse from the beginning. But when I voiced my opinions out loud, she targeted my daughter. She killed her in front of me. Oh my god. That's terrible. Oh. Suddenly, everything in the room is still. The two women glare at each other, but neither one of them moves. You were not there when our kind were being hunted and slaughtered like animals in their own homes. I am the Tenebrarum bearer. I felt each of their deaths like they were my own. Retribution was necessary, but you You being so holy and so good. It took little Loria's death for you to understand the anguish of our brethren, to comprehend my anguish. I would not have killed her were you not so blind. She was only 10, and she suffered for your weakness. Delora holds out her arm and sweeps it across the room, lightning traveling up her arm. Fritz tugs me around one of the columns and then presses my back into the coolness of the pillar. He holds himself against me, acting as a shield. Oh my. Don't move. This is sexy, and also scary, and also sad. There's a lot of conflicting emotions going on right now in my head. The ground shakes as Delora releases her spell. You think you can defeat me when you haven't even been training? How foolish. Please, I have no intention of defeating you. Fritz! Huh? Cover your ears, princess. Too confused to question him, I obey. I hear the sound of lightning crackling in the air, followed by an explosion. The column comes crashing down into the other side of the room. Time to go. Fritz's hand tightens around mine. We run out of the throne room with Delora as Mother's screech sounds through the room behind us. Are you okay? Yes, I'm all right. I'm just so glad you're here. Oh. See, what did I tell you? What are you talking about? Your knight here was scared that you wouldn't want to see him anymore after what happened yesterday. Fritz's fingers tighten over my own. If only I was strong enough to fight Varg, I could have. It wasn't your fault, Fritz. But what matters is that you are here now. I had to get back here to get Neverland and Tinkerbell anyway. Fritz looks at me and smiles. How did you know where I would be? Intuition. And magic. Well, yes, and magic. Do you have Tinkerbell? I hold Neverland in one hand as I reach with my other to search for the key in my pocket. Thankfully, my fingers still brush against the cool metal. It's in my pocket. Good. Very good. Whatever happens, you must get Neverland and Tinkerbell to the March-In, okay? I nod my head. That's a good girl. Aww. Parfait said to be here at midnight. What time is it? We're too early. Sometimes Parfait is early too. Looks like tonight is not one of those nights, though. It looks like my coming early was both a blessing and a setback. She is using the name Parfait. Huh. How sweet. Well, of course she would come out here. Did we really think a fallen pillar was gonna trap her forever? Fritz steps in front of me as Mother reappears in front of us. Oh, look at this cute picture. Stay behind me. Fritz, I would never forgive myself if you got hurt. Please, stay behind me. Fritz smiles gently at me. My chest aches at the sight. Everything will be all right. I promise. I promise I'll protect you. I know you will. Fritz, April must make it out at all costs. I do not like the sound of that. And you must understand why I cannot let you take my daughter from me. Oh, you took mine. Delora's hands begin to glow. Perhaps this time April shall watch as you die, Delora. No! Well, you can try and kill me, but your chances are slim. I have a very good knight with me, and I think he likes me more than he likes you. Delora, you sass-tastic queen, put the beat down on my mom. That can be remedied. Oh no! Mother flicks her wrist. Delora holds out her own hand as if to prepare for the impact of a spell, but the magic never comes. Mother is not aiming for Delora. With a gasp, Fritz drops his sword and falls to his knees. Fritz! Of course this is happening, of course. Come along, Varg. I won't let you. That's when I realize Mother is calling for Varg. Of course she is. Her hand twists in the air, manipulating Fritz's body to copy its movements. His body writhes and turns as he struggles to remain himself. Now. No, Fritz. Princess. I'm sorry, but I can't. Fritz looks at me one last time before the familiar darkness envelops his body. Oh, here it comes. Fritz! No, it ain't Fritz no more. Now, Varg, be a good dog and get April back to her room. When Varg appears, he is standing absolutely still, his eyes surveying everything calmly. There is an intensity to them, but it is sharp and contained. I flinch back from Varg's bright eyes. No. Varg, you were going to hurt her. He likes me more than he likes my mom. Pardon? I don't intend to obey someone who would hurt the princess. Mother hisses in annoyance. I do not know how you inspire such loyalty, April, but it is very inconvenient. Ha! Love to inconvenience you, Mom. Mother flicks her wrist, and a responding light flares out from behind her. My queen. Great. Reinforcements. I order you to restrain your pet, Mithros. At once, my queen. Mithros extends his hand toward Varg, and the minute he does, Varg's body stiffens and he grits his teeth. I always make sure to have control over any of my creations. This is not going as planned. You had a plan? Oh no. April, I think you're taking after Delora a little too much with your sass. Now, my darling. My hands shake and Neverland nearly tumbles from my hands as I struggle not to collapse. Since you have become so tainted by the thoughts these people have put into your head, I shall have to start all over again. But don't be afraid. Cleansing your memories will not hurt. And when you wake, you will be my daughter again. My dearest one. This is so unhealthy. Can we just acknowledge that? Mother reaches out her hand toward me. Every fiber of my being screams at me to move, but my feet are heavy and I am shaking so hard I cannot stand straight. I do not want to forget anything or anyone anymore. Okay, a clock. Behind me, the clock tower begins to chime. I hear the ticking of the clock. I'm lying here, the room's pitch dark. Not on my watch. Delora quickly runs in front of me and casts a protective shield. Delora, you can't. I will not let her erase any of your memories, April. A flash. I brace myself for impact and I feel the ground shudder as Mother's spell comes into contact with Delora's shield. A loud crack emanates from Delora's shield as it begins to crack. Say crack again. Crack. An offensive spell? You're gonna kill your own Delora's words fade when we see another spell coming toward us. I hear a low laugh rise from Mother's throat. Goodbye, Delora. April, run! Oh no! Delora! She's gotta be okay. She's gotta be okay. I cough as clouds of smoke slowly fade away after the impact. No! My whole body feels hollow as I gaze at the sight before me. Delora's body lies on the floor in front of me, unmoving. No, not my bae! I collapse to the ground. My vision blurry as I stare numbly at Delora's limp figure. No, this cannot be. I reach out to touch her and sharply inhale when I feel how cold and clammy her skin is. No, Delora! Always conjure another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Have you forgotten your lessons, traitor? Now she can finally reunite with her daughter. Neverland tumbles from my grasp as I grab Delora's arm to shake her. No, Delora. Please. She's still breathing. She can be saved. She cannot die like this. A bright light appears before me and suddenly Parfait is standing right in front of me. You are late. You are late. You're like a minute too late. How dare. Hildir, what have you done? Fate, it's been a while. Parfait addresses me without looking back. Princess, do you have Neverland? Yes. I reach blindly for Neverland with one hand as I keep the other on Delora's arm. A warm hand settles on my shoulders. The touch is comforting and familiar. Have faith, Princess. I will not allow you to leave, Fairy. No. Mithros casts his magic, but Parfait easily deflects it. She moves to cast a spell in retaliation, but doubles over as soon as the spell flares around her.
Ugh.
You are fading, Faye. The Lucius itself is fading with you. My eyes lock with Varg's, and for a moment I can see Fritz through him. I see his lips move, but whatever words he speaks to me are mute. He shakes his head. Light begins to engulf me, and I see nothing apart from Delora's pale face on my lap. I do not move, even when the marching walls come into existence around me. The place is devoid of its usual warmth. Delora, she is not responding. I fight down the rising grief and try to remain calm as I turn to Parfait. No, she's my favorite! She's my favorite! Please save her. Save her! Parfait glances down at Delora, eyes glassy. It is as if she is hiding emotions behind a frigid mask. I feel that her mask is a reflection of my own. Any moment now, it will fall away and I will be able to see her tears.
Princess, the spell that Hildir used was a powerful one. There is nothing I can do.
The air in the margin seems to leave all at once. No. No, that's not true. You have to... April. Delora? She does not move and her eyes are still closed as she speaks. April. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. No, don't say that. I've been lucky. Hildir took my Loria, but I got you in return. I like to think that my daughter would have grown up to be someone like you. Delora, I believe in you, April. I have always believed in you. You cannot leave, Delora. I won't let you leave. Though Delora's body does not move, I can feel the energy of her body slip through my fingers like sand. Her body slowly begins to fade away until only specks of glittering golden dust remain. A terrible prickling cold seeps into my heart and chest, and the frigidness envelops my whole body. I cannot breathe. It is only when a teary-eyed Parfait pulls me into a hug that I realize my throat is raw and that I have been screaming in grief. Oh, no. Not Delora. I do not remember being tucked into bed. In the silence of the dark night, I can feel the absence of Delora like a hole in my chest. Sleepless hours tick by in a haze until the morning sun creeps through the window.
April, you didn't get any sleep, did you?
I shake my head.
I wish I could give you time to grieve.
She died protecting me. I cover my face with my hands, and hot tears that I thought had dried begin pouring from my eyes again. Both of them, Garland and Delora, died because of me. Yeah, oh my god, this path has been a bloodbath. This is my fault. If only I was strong enough, I could have...
No, Princess. If this is anyone's fault, it is mine. Both Delora and
Parfait keep owning up to this blame. But do either of them deserve any of it?
Your mother and I were like sisters once. I couldn't bring myself to hurt her. Because of that, I didn't act in time to save her from the Tenebrarum's corruption. If you are seeking to blame anyone, blame me. I am responsible for all of this needless pain. All because I could not stop Hildir. I was too afraid, and now I am too weak.
But what could you have done? Mother is... I don't think anything can stop Mother. Yeah, how are we gonna stop her?
The Lucius and the Tenebrarum are inextricably linked to each other and to their bearers. The Crystallum cannot exist without each other. If one is destroyed, so is the other.
Ugh. What are you saying?
We can stop Hildir if we destroy the Lucius. That would destroy the Tenebrarum as well.
Parfait, that's insane.
This world has suffered from magic for 3 centuries. Maybe it is more bad than good. Perhaps the only solution is to remove the source of it forever.
But Mother only survived because she was the Tenebrarum bearer. She lives so long as the Tenebrarum exists. If the Tenebrarum is destroyed...
Hildir should die.
But you're suggesting we destroy the Tenebrarum through destroying the Lucius? Parfait smiles at me, but I find no comfort in it. Am I gonna have to lose Parfait too? How many people am I gonna have to lose in this path? I can't remember if I read this already. Parfait smiles at me, but I find no comfort in it.
I will only say it's my time.
You cannot be serious. There has to be another way. There has already been so much suffering. Delora and Garland did not die, so you would have to give up your life as well.
I'm not saying we make a decision now. After what happened with Varg, I have strengthened the Marchand's defenses and added a glamour. For now, we are safe here. Breakfast will be ready soon. Join us when you are able. The others will need to know what happened last night.
Oh my god. There has to be another way to stop Mother. There has to be. By the time I make it to the dining area, the food is cold. I'm not surprised by the state of the food, but seeing Waltz in a grown-up body is definitely shocking. Yeah, that would be shocking. Oh, Princess. Waltz quickly makes his way over toward me and kneels down. He looks almost like a knight, though he is lacking the armor. Thank you for breaking my curse. At least I was able to do something good, but still. Princess? I do not notice the tears rolling down my cheeks until he calls my title softly. Oh, what is this? Waltz the Big has made the princess cry. Oh. No, it isn't Waltz. Delora believed I could accomplish 3 good deeds, and yet You like hot chocolate, right, darling? Oh, I'll get the mugs. That was what Delora always made for me. Gently, Waltz leads me to a bench and sits next to me. Parfait hasn't told them what happened to Delora yet. All of them are smiling at me, trying to cheer me up, but how can I possibly smile now? I need to tell you all something. Hot chocolate first, talking later. You look pale, like you didn't sleep at all last night. And have you even eaten recently? Now that I think about it, no, I haven't. Rod, who I hadn't even realized was back at the Marchand, stiffly stands up from his chair and walks away. He was here this whole time, just listening in the corner. Did I say something wrong? Walt smiles at me as he pats my shoulder. We've sent a niece off to look after Jurian, so it's just us at the Marchand. Rod's been taking care of the meals, so he's probably gonna get you something to eat. But why? Rod has never liked me. You see, that was Walt's voice. Whoops. You saved his family from Varg, Princess. I doubt he minds cracking a few eggs for you. Rod comes back into the room and places utensils on a plate in front of me. It is filled with toast and scrambled eggs. Aww. I know it's not much, but you need to eat. I have no appetite, but he is right. I pick up my fork and stab a few eggs to try. This is good. Thank you. No problem. Suddenly, I am incredibly aware of how famished I am. I shovel the rest of the food into my mouth eagerly. Oh, Princess. I am eating the last remnants of my toast when Rumpel comes back into the room, holding far too many mugs for one person to manage. And now, I present to you hot chocolate a la Rumpel. Oh my god. Walt jumps up to save several mugs from Rumpel's precarious hold.
Ah, hot chocolate, how lovely.
I knew this would happen, so I made plenty. Walt and Rumpel place mugs on the table. Rumpel counts all of them. 5, 6, wait. Where is Lady Delora? You know where she is. The fork I am holding clatters to the plate. It is the only sound in the suddenly quiet room.
Delora passed away last night.
What? The atmosphere shifts. Everyone is openly frowning, their eyes filled with regret. So, the night ended up being a turncoat after all. Fritz had nothing to do with it. Fritz helped Delora get to me, just when Mother was going to take Neverland. We would have all made it out alive if Mother hadn't used her magic to summon Varg. Mother was going to erase all my memories again, and I did not know what to do, so I just stood there. It was just like what happened with Garland. Now Delora is dead, because of me. No, it's not because of you. I cover my face with my hands as an all too familiar grief bubbles up inside of me.
Delora made a choice to protect you, April. Just like Garland made his choice to protect Jurian. The only thing we can do now is make sure their sacrifices weren't in vain.
Here. Waltz gently pushes a mug toward me. If there's one thing Delora taught us, it's that hot chocolate makes almost everything better. I stare at the mug and remember the last time I had hot chocolate with Delora. I would never have thought the drink I shared with her so many days ago would be the last. I bite my lip to keep myself from crying. So what do we do now?
The plan hasn't changed. We still need to stop Hildir and save the king.
But how is the question? Waltz's voice is quiet. Lady Parfait. Does he know what Parfait plans to do?
You know as well as I do that there's only one way now, Waltz.
Parfait quickly explains what she told me about destroying the Lucius to destroy the Tenebrarum. But if we do so by destroying the Lucius, you will die. I refuse to let that happen, Lady Parfait. Delora sacrificed her life to have Princess April bring back Neverland. And now you're telling us that was useless and that there was no other way?
If any of you have an alternative, please tell us. I don't want to lose any more of you over my mistake.
But we cannot lose you either. I have a suggestion.
What is it?
Let me get this straight. Lady Parfait is going to act as bait to lure Hildir out of the palace into the gates. And the rest of us will help distract her long enough so that you can get your father. Once the king is safely at the March-in, Mother cannot use him as a bargaining chip anymore. After that, we will have nothing left to lose. We will be able to go all out against Mother. The efforts we spared in bringing back Neverland will not go to waste. Waltz will use his magic to give us the upper hand. Though, to be honest, I would still like to try and reason with her one last time. No! That's dumb! April, why are you trying to be a dummy right now?
Princess, Hildir cannot be...
I cannot accept that your death is the only thing that will achieve our goal in stopping Mother. You told me before that Mother was a kind person. If I could somehow reach out to who she used to be, then perhaps it is possible that we could end this without any additional bloodshed. Everyone turns silent, their faces grim. I know this is not the best and most concrete plan, but please let me try it. I want to hope that the person my mother used to be is still there. This is my fight as well. I need to do something. The least I can do is save my father and stop Mother without Parfait needing to sacrifice herself. It will be dangerous, but I beseech all of you, please help me.
I want to believe that my old friend is still in there as well. Okay, let's do this.
All right. Oh, here we go. Wow. What a frickin' bloodbath this path has been. I can't believe we just lost Delora. We've lost Delora, we lost Garland. Have I been doing something wrong? I'm concerned. I'm really nervous for this last chapter. Because usually I feel like when we lose someone, it's like we lose one person in the last chapter, but now we've already lost two? And I'm terrified that this last chapter is just going to end up being everyone dying. Literally, just everyone dying. I don't know if I can handle that. Emotionally. Spiritually. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm nervous about next time, but so I hope you'll all be there to hold my hand while I freak out. Feel free to follow me on the social media I'm linking below. I'm very active on Twitch. Come find me there, hang out. It's great times. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!